question is design wheel load. So a design wheel load endana pinne maximum wheel load, equivalent single wheel load, pinne repetition of loads. This is what we are going to see in this video. The various wheel load factors to be considered in pavement design are maximum wheel load, contact pressure, dual or multiple wheel loads, and equivalent single wheel load, and repetition of loads. So first we'll see what is maximum wheel load. Wheel load configurations are important to know the way in which the loads of a given vehicle are applied on the pavement surface. So this is the single wheel load. If it a tractor varum, this is the trailer case, and this is the double wheel random wheel load axis. So this is the wheel load configuration of the tractor trailer unit. This is the tractor unit and this is the trailer unit. This is the trailer unit. Now we'll see for highways, the maximum legal axle load by Indian Road Congress is 8,170 kilogram, and the maximum equivalent single wheel load is 4,085 kilogram. The total load influences the thickness requirement of pavements, and tire pressure influences the quality of the surface course. So the vertical stress sigma Z is given by P into 1 minus Z cube by A square plus Z square the whole raised to 3 by 2 as per Boussner's theory, which we have already found out, which we have already seen, where P is the surface pressure, Z is the depth at which sigma Z is computed, and A is the radius of the loaded area. Next term is the contact pressure. Contact pressure, that is the influence of tile pressure, is predominant in the upper layers. So contact pressure is load on wheel divided by contact area or area of imprint, and rigidity factor is equal to contact pressure divided by tire pressure. The next term is equivalent single wheel load. To maintain the maximum wheel load within the specified limit and to carry greater load, it is necessary to provide dual wheel assembly to the rear axles of the road vehicles. Thus, the effect on the pavement through a dual wheel assembly is not equal to 2 times the load on any one wheel. Dual wheel assembly namukku edukandi varum, that is this one, random wheel assembly, this one. Okay, this is single axle, this dual wheel assembly aanu. So adu edukkumbo, this is the dual wheels, rendu wheels undavum separated by center to center distance of S. This D aanu, inde distance D aanu. This is the approximate pressure, overlap ivideyaanu, this is the D by 2. This 2S, okay, 2 times S. This is the stress overlap due to dual wheels. So the dispersion is assumed to be at an angle of 45 degree. D is the clear gap between the two wheels. S is the spacing between the centers of the wheels, and A is the radius of the circular contact area of each wheel. So S is equal to D plus 2A. ഇവിടെ രണ്ട് റേഡിയസ് കൂട്ടുമ്പോൾ D plus 2A വരും. So upon the depth of D by 2, each wheel load P acts independently, and after this point, the stress induced due to each load begins to overlap. So D by 2 vare independently act ചെയ്യും, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ overlapping സംഭവിക്കും. Okay, so at depth 2S and above, the stress induced are due to the effect of both wheels as the area of overlap is considerable. So total stress due to the dual wheels at any depth greater than 2S is equivalent to a single wheel load of magnitude 2S. Okay, അപ്പോൾ അതിനെ നമ്മളൊരു സിംഗിൾ വീലാക്കും. ഈ 2S ഡെപ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ബാക്കി ഉള്ളതിന് ഓവർലാപ്പ് എഫക്റ്റ് പ്രിഡോമിനൻ്റ് ആയതുകൊണ്ടിട്ട് അവിടെ total stresses due to dual wheels at any depth greater than 2S is equivalent to a single wheel load of magnitude 2S. That is, the equivalent single wheel load is determined based on either the equivalent deflection or equivalent stress criterion. രണ്ട് criterions ഉണ്ട്, stress criterion equivalent deflection criterion. Stress deflection criterion എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ, it is a single wheel load having the same contact pressure which produces the same value of maximum deflection at the depth D is Z. Stress criterion എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ single wheel load producing the same value of maximum stress at the desired depth is Z as the dual wheel assembly. Okay, ഒരെണ്ണം സ്ട്രെസ് വെച്ചിട്ടും ഒരെണ്ണം ഡിഫ്ലക്ഷൻ വെച്ചിട്ടും ആയിരിക്കും. So this is the plot. ഓക്കെ, എ ബി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പ്ലോട്ടാണ്. എ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് പിയും ഡി ബൈ ടുവും, ബി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് 2Pയും 2Sഉം. അത് വെച്ചിട്ട് അതിൻ്റെ ഇടയ്ക്കുള്ള ഇത് ഗ്രാഫിക്കൽ മെത്തേഡിലൂടെ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കും. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദി ഇക്വലൻറ്റ് സിംഗിൾ വീൽ ലോഡ് അസംബ്ലി. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ലോഗ് സ്കെയിലാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ഗ്രാഫ് പ്ലോട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Now next term is repetition of loads. The deformation of pavement or subgrade due to a single application of wheel load may be small, but due to the repeated application of the load there would be increased magnitude of the plastic and elastic deformations, and the accumulated uncovered or permanent deformations may even result in pavement failure. It required to carry out traffic surveys for accounting the factor of repetitions for wheel loads in the design of pavement. Such data collected are converted to some constant EWL, equivalent wheel load. Equivalent wheel load is a single load equivalent to the repeated applications of any particular wheel load on a pavement which requires the same thickness and strength of the pavements. If the pavement structure fails with n1 number of repetitions of P1 kilogram load and similarly n2 number of repetitions of P2 kilogram load can also cause failure of the same pavement structure, then P1 and N1 and P2 N2 are considered equivalent. ഓക്കെ, അതായത് ഒരു N1 നമ്പർ ഓഫ് റിപ്പീറ്റേഷൻസ് ഓഫ് P1 കിലോഗ്രാം ലോഡും N2 നമ്പർ ഓഫ് റിപ്പീറ്റേഷൻസ് ഓഫ് P2 കിലോഗ്രാം ലോഡും സെയിം ഫെയിലിയർ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയാൽ P1 N1ഉം P2 N2ഉം ആർ കൺസിഡർഡ് ഇക്വലൻറ്റ്. McLeod has given a procedure for evolving equivalent load factors for designing the flexible pavements.